Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Health Movement Podcast. I'm Derek, your host. I'm a 20-year plus teacher and a certified personal trainer. And I have with me two awesome guests today that I'm super excited to talk to. But before I introduce them, as always, none of us are doctors. So before you begin any sort of new fitness programming or any change in diets, please contact your physician so that you can make sure you are good and healthy to go. So with that out of the way, Lola and Conner are here with us. Lola is the athletic trainer for the California State University, as well as strength and conditioning coach and sports nutritionist. Conner is also a strength and conditioning coach, and they own the 360 Performance Total Gym. And I forgot to ask you where that's located. Where is that located?
We're in Simi Valley, California, and it's actually inside the ice rink. So.
Oh, nice. In California.
Yeah.
As somebody in northern New England, I'm a little jealous and envious because cold in the morning. It's up to like 60 during the day, but it's 30 when I wake up, and I'm like, I'm not loving that.
We've had some pretty cold, some pretty cold mornings though recently.
Yeah, I mean, not
frosty,
not a 30.
No, not that.
Not New England, but
I see you guys both in hoodies there, and I'm in a t-shirt, so maybe I don't know what to say about that. But
I don't even know.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you guys got started and how you got into health overall?
No, mine's shorter than yours, so you can go first.
Well, basically, so we both played ice hockey since we were 10, 11 years old. That's actually where we met.
Oh.
Yeah, so pretty cool. We met because we were on the same team, so we've just been in contact ever since we met. And so after I stopped playing hockey, I stopped because I got really sick. I almost passed away, actually, just from a whole bunch of different health issues. And I struggled with health basically my entire life. I was born with cancer, so you can imagine.
Holy crap.
Yeah, the entrance into the world wasn't the smoothest. So
yeah.
So
action from the start.
Yeah, definitely was a lot from the start, but just a whole bunch of different health issues. And then 2018 was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. And after one of my hockey games, I just felt super weird and lethargic. My coach said I looked gray in the face. And then all of a sudden my body just started shutting down, and I had to go to the hospital, and I stayed for a total of 20 days.
Wow.
And yeah, just a bunch of autoimmune diseases and chronic Epstein-Barr, which is chronic fatigue from those diseases, and a whole bunch of, I think it was like 4 pages worth of health issues that one of the doctors found. One of them also being POTS. I know that's a newer diagnosis or health issue that I'm seeing more and more people are coming out with, but it's a condition with your heart where it beats super fast because the blood obviously pools in your legs once you're standing up or exercising, so your heart doesn't work fast enough to get it back up to your brain. So just a whole bunch of random issues like that, and so that caused me to unfortunately quit playing. And once I became healthy from all those issues, I did end up gaining probably 50, 60 pounds, and I'm 5'5", so I don't know like how I carried an extra 60 pounds, but I did.
Yeah.
And then I started feeling really sick again, just because that's a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah.
And so I went through my own weight loss journey and fell in love with training and just performing outside of any sport. And because of that, I became a personal trainer in 2020, and then opened a private training gym in 2021. And then in 2024, right? 2023, we started together with Sports Performance, and then relocated to Simi Valley in 2024 together.
Wow. That's a hell of a story there, Lola. Conner, I'm afraid to have you go next because I'm imagining it's not quite as tough a road.
I can't top that, unfortunately. But
I don't think you want to top it.
No, I don't think you want to.
No, not in that regard. No, so I mean, I've been playing hockey, like she said, a very long time, and I had honestly no. I'd always been because of off-season training and working out, as I learned over the years, becomes very important for any sport. And as time kind of went on, I started annoying the trainers that I had more and more with questions.
I like that. I
and
like that.
and slowly, I started realizing that I have a pretty good intuition for it and a pretty good interest for it. And then in 2023, I ended up having pneumonia, which developed into another issue, which ended up resulting in me needing lung surgery
Wow.
to remove the scar tissue and the built-up fluid that was in there for months.
I was just gonna say, so your road wasn't super easy either.
Oh no, not the smoothest either,
No.
but mine was only about a year's worth before
Okay.
things kind of smoothed out for me. But after that surgery, I missed the 2023-24 season for hockey. And in that time, mentally, I mean, you feel lost as an athlete going from everything that's my everyday straight down to zero.
Yeah.
Mentally, I didn't really know where I was at. And she one day was like, what if you joined me with this? What if you started working with athletes, with hockey players? What if we kind of made our own thing? Which then got me kind of shadowing her for a while before I was like, yeah, this is something that I could do. I became more and more interested in it. And it never feels like work for me. It just feels like I'm helping somebody out.
That's probably the best thing you can feel when you have your job, is not feeling like you're
Exactly.
going to work. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the first and only time I've ever felt something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and this last year for 2024, 2025, I did end up returning to play hockey. So now it's just kind of been switching off which one is taking up more of my time.
Yeah. I got it. And where are you playing hockey right now?
I just finished this last year with the college she's at, which is Cal State Northridge.
All right.
And for this upcoming year, I am transferring to Northern Illinois University.
Nice. Nice. That's not in California, though.
No.
No.
I'm not complaining too much. I'm excited to be in the Midwest.
That's good. That's good. So you guys both had to go through these health scares, I think is accurate. Lola, you had your fair share for sure. Is that something that you think led you guys into this kind of profession that you have now?
Absolutely.
100%.
And is oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say it's not an ideal way to learn what you want to do, but being at such low points, both of us, I mean, obviously getting to the point I did in 2018 is terrifying, but his was pretty bad too. It just went on for so long, and not knowing what the problem was. Actually, I was the one that told him, I think you had pneumonia, and all the doctors were like, no, like we think it's just like a tight muscle in your back. And I was like, no, he's coughing up rust color. And I'm like, this is, from my experience, my 19 years of health issues, I'm like, I think this is what it could be. And
a quick Google search also confirmed that as well.
Yeah, I was like, I'm right. I'm Google. But yeah, I mean, just going through such scary times and feeling out of control with your body, and feeling hopeless and like you want to give up. But then for both of us turning it around, he's still playing college hockey and I'm, thriving with everything that I've been doing. It makes it all worth it. And to learn that and then share that with other people, it's so special. I mean, everyone that comes into the gym, it's like somehow, some way we can relate to what they're talking about or what they're feeling, because 9 times out of 10, one of us probably went through it. So it's a really cool profession to have, especially with our upbringings and obstacles that we've had to deal with.
In everything, if you look at anybody successful or anybody that's really done well with their profession or has that passion, it usually comes from struggles that you have to go through and you have to overcome. And then once you do that, you're like, crap, this is like, I feel passionate. I feel strongly about this and I know I can do it. And if I can do it, I can help other people get there too.
Exactly.
And you don't want to have to go through everything that you went through, obviously, but what you've learned from it and what you're able to pass on to everybody else, it's invaluable.
It's unmatched to what any sort of textbook or any conversation can teach you.
And
100%.
I was telling Connor too, because I had so many years of what he went through in 2023, I was able to kind of almost guide him through the ups and downs of like how it is to feel that hockey's being taken away from you and like you can't do anything and you're super sick and you feel helpless. And one of the things I told him in 2023 was just trust me, you'll find out the reason why sooner rather than later. And I'm like, you just have to trust me though. Like, and when I was sick in 2018, I was like, why me? Why would this happen to me? I mean, I've never done anything so bad that I felt like I deserved to be so sick at the time. But now fast forward and we have a super successful business helping people stay healthy, get healthy, improve in their sport or improve in life. That was my why. And then for him, now fast forward to 2024, all of his old teammates and his friends are all quitting hockey because they're so burnt out. Versus him, he had a year off. So he's totally ready to go. He's got another 10 years in him. And I feel if it wasn't for him being unfortunately sick and taking that time off, he would have felt like all of his other teammates. So, I mean, there is a why in everything that happens. Sometimes it's harder to see it in certain circumstances.
It's hard to see it in the moment.
Yeah, and especially in the moment. But
and I feel like, I'm just speculating here. I didn't go through what either of you guys did, but I imagine, Connor, when hockey gets taken away and it's a passion of yours and you think you're done forever, like that's got to eat at you. But now you have the opportunity back. Like it's no longer an activity. It's a gift that you thought was gone. Yeah. So I imagine your focus, your drive, your everything is so much more dialed in than it ever was before.
Well, and the year off as well taught me a lot. It allowed me to look at the game from a new point of view. I got into a rhythm where it felt like work and I was only building to get a college commitment and look my best for colleges or for higher level teams. Now I'm playing it strictly because I love it, and if I can play at a higher level, great. If not, I'm okay because I can still play.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's also easier now, and I feel because I have so many more resources now with my own knowledge, with her increased knowledge as, standard just how time goes on.
Yeah.
It's almost easier for me now.
Like, and you have the facility too. Like you
exactly.
That's a huge advantage right there.
Yeah.
And Lola, I think you said 2020, you got certified and then opened it in 21.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I don't want to understate it, and saying it's impressive doesn't really sum it up, but like a year later being like, I'm going to open this up.
Ridiculous and unrealistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy. But it's the crazy ones who make it happen. And I'm not calling you crazy. I hope you still are. But it takes a little bit of insanity to do that.
It does. I don't know. I just think like when I want something for myself, like I need to do it or else like I can't. I don't know. How do you explain?
She's a go-getter and there's no like to the max you can think of. That's where she is. That's where she comfortably sits.
That's awesome though. That's why you're successful, is because
it's a great quality.
You got to go all in or it's not going to happen. There's so many people out there that have great ideas. And I've learned as I've gotten older how to follow through on certain things. And it's never going to be easy all the time. Never. You're not going to be motivated all the time. You're going to be tired. There's every excuse in the book. But if you listen to them, then it never happens. Like you just got to understand that that's the path that you have to take. That's why so few people are successful. And there are different definitions of success, but to do what you did that quickly I think
Yeah.
most people are too scared to even try, let alone do it.
I think because of being how I am, my family was like, you know what, go ahead. Like, they supported me with what I wanted to do. I mean, I don't think I could have done it without their support. But I laid out all my financial plans, and they're like, everything you're doing seems realistic. And it worked. Some months I was like, holy crap, I just opened a gym in like a matter of, I think I started looking in January and I opened in April. So it was like a fast
Wow.
turnaround. Like, I was just all in, but it was so worth it. I met so many great people and I helped so many people. It was a really great experience. So
That's great. So, I do want to get back to that, but I know there are a lot of the people who are listening that listen are just normal, everyday people who go through, I mean, not to the depth maybe that you guys have, but go through struggles and then have to bounce back somehow. What advice would you give to people that kind of hit their low or are trying to get out of that area?
I think for me, and then I'll let you say yours, but I think for me, being patient with yourself and understanding that you can start over as many times as you need to. I actually have been in that process right now of needing to start over, if that's what you want to call it. I got in a bad car accident and got a concussion actually at one of his games. A puck
Jeez,
flew over and hit
Lola.
me in the head. I know.
Catch a break for once. Come on.
I know. I was like, okay, I'm out of the clear. Like, I'm good now. And then 2023 smacked in the head with a puck at his game. And
Not from him, I hope.
No, thank
Okay.
God. Thank God.
and then
I would have been very upset.
yeah. And then 2 months later, I got hit by a semi truck. So
Holy crap.
yeah, so I totally fell off with just everything, like depressed and gained weight. And this year I noticed that I was being so hard on myself and judging that I kind of fell off a little bit. And then he actually was helping me through understanding that it's very normal and life happens sometimes and you have to accept it. And once you accept it, that's when you start seeing that change. Like, you've got to be ready for it. If it takes a year, if it takes a week, that's fine. But just mentally prepare yourself and understand and grieve if you have to with whatever you're dealing with. And then from that point, make that choice of, do I want to stay here? Or do I want to continue moving forward? And make that choice and stay patient and just accept that's what you're going to do. I mean, life is never straight. You've got to go through the ups and downs. So
Always.
Yeah, that's a great. Conner, did you have something
Yeah,
else?
I mean, you can always be more compassionate with yourself. And it's funny, as much as I told her, life happens, because of my surgery and where I thought I should be with my body, my athletic performance, and I wasn't at that. I mean, you'll say some things to yourself that you would never say to anybody else.
That's a great point. I like that.
And a point that I should have been taking for myself, but a point that I've said a lot is, like, would you say this? And for our instance, I would say, would you say it to a client, or would you say it to your parents? Would you say it to a 10-year-old kid? Probably not. So why are you saying it to yourself? Why are you being that hard on yourself? And I mean, there's also kind of the tough love version of it as well, which I've also learned, and that is the sun is still gonna rise and set. The world's still gonna keep on turning. So if you want to sit still and let all this eat you up, whatever it is you're going through, you can let that, or you can make that choice to make that change to kind of rebuild yourself.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
I feel like you need that healthy mix.
You do, and I definitely, like, we all get hit with stuff all the time.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you need to be like, all right, I'm just going to have a crappy day today. I'm going to
exactly.
I'm going to binge this. I'm going to eat a pound cake. I'm going to do whatever. I just need 24 hours to be a jerk to myself. And then tomorrow I'm moving on. You just can't do it 2 days in a row or 3 days in a row or a week or a month. That's the thing. Give yourself that window though. And once you do, then you can kind of reset, like you said. And I don't want it to come across like you have to change yourself or you're starting all over, because you're never really starting over. You have all that knowledge and all that the things that you've learned that you can fall back on, and you're really just building upon what you've already had. You might have to, redo the foundation a little bit, but you just keep plugging along.
Do a little renovation, a little remodel.
The house is still good. The foundation's good. You just want a new kitchen or a new bathroom.
Exactly.
Oh, I like it. All right. So I think that's great advice for getting out of the crappy place. What do you, if somebody, depending on their goals, I'm sure you talk through that with the clients that you have, what exactly do you want? How do people make that change? Like if you go from eating a certain way, not exercising, not like, that's a huge shift in your lifestyle. How do you help people along that path? And I know that's a super broad, generic question, but if
it makes sense. Like, I get it. I think the biggest thing that we have seen is when people come in, they say, starting tomorrow, I'm not eating any sugar. I'm working out every single day for 5 hours a day. I'm like, only green, only veggies, 2 pieces of chicken. I'm like, you're screwing yourself right now. Like totally.
Yeah.
Like I understand and I love the determination, but not going to last.
2 weeks
exactly.
and you're screwed.
Yeah. Like you might do it and then you might gain all that weight back and more, and you'll be even more upset. And it's just that cycle. So,
I know where you're going with this, and I was going to say the same thing.
I think that there's a book called Atomic Habits. I forget who it's by.
Oh, it's such a good book.
It's a really good book, and it's a big book, but it's a pretty easy read. I mean, it's straightforward. I get overwhelmed sometimes with like the big chunky books, but it's okay. Like if I can read it, I'm sure other people can too. But it just talks about building very tiny habits every single day. So let's say when somebody comes in and their end goal is to be 120 pounds, for example. We're not going to start them with 3 meal plans and 15 workouts a week. It's just going to be like breaking down their everyday routine, starting from making their bed to what they eat to what they do for work. And if it takes them starting with making their bed, I can almost guarantee that give it some time and be patient, but trust that process and you'll get to that 120 pounds and at the desired time you want. It just starts with those tiny baby steps first to like really keep a sustainable lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, the other, building off of that on the same kind of idea, if you say you're going to work out every single day, we already established that's just not going to work if you're going from 0 to 100. So another, I think I got this from the Atomic Habits book, but it's like, if your end goal is to run 5 miles a day, start with twice a week walking a mile, then twice a week running 1 mile, then add in a third day, and you just slowly build. You don't hop into everything all at once, and everyone at times, and rightfully so, can be very unhappy at times with where they're at. So it's understandable why we all want to jump and make every single change in the book that, on that same day.
And I also have found too, a lot of people do things that they absolutely despise doing. For example, if somebody says they want to lose 50 pounds and okay, I'm going to run every single day, or I'm going to run 3 times a week. I cannot stand it, and I'm absolutely dreading looking forward to the next time I have to run. Don't run. You could walk, you could dance, you could
Play hockey, play basketball.
play hockey, like
Play a sport.
find something that you actually enjoy doing, and your results will come that much quicker. If you're doing something that you keep saying I hate, well then the universe or whatever is listening is going to say, oh, they don't like it, so let's just keep them with where they're at. Nothing's going to change. So you don't have to do exercises you don't like. I have a lot of people that have come in and over the years, and they're like, I absolutely hate lunges. I'm like, well, thank goodness there are many other ways we can target those same muscles without doing lunges.
And I have to agree with whoever told you that. I hate lunges. I force myself to do them.
I think I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, no, I hate them. But I know I need those more than most other exercises, and that one targets what I need, so I do them anyway.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's a love-hate.
Yeah, exactly. Some things you just got to suck it up and do. Other things,
but I get what you're saying. That you're not going to stick with it, and it's not people. And we've said this. It seems to be a recurring theme that people want instant gratification, and you got to get away from that. It's delayed gratification, and it's a lifestyle change. It's not once 50 pounds are gone, you're done.
You go back.
You're not done. Like you built up habits, like you were talking about. And I love the making the bed one, by the way, because there's I think I can't remember if he was a Navy SEAL. He was in the armed forces.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
That motivational speech. He's like, just make your bed.
It's a great speech. It's a great speech.
Yes, and at the end, he's like, and if you had a terrible day, at least you get into a bed that's made.
I think that's one of my favorites.
Yes,
easily.
Yeah, he's all decked out in white. Yep. Older gentleman. Yes,
I think it's a college. I think he's speaking at a college.
Yeah, I think it is. But that's so but that as soon as you said it, I'm like, yep. I mean, that's what I think about when I make my bed in the morning. And trust me, that's the last thing in the world I want to do is make my stupid bed. But I think about it, and it's like, it's going to take me 2 minutes. Like, is that really something I can't do? But that's one of the things, and I don't know if I haven't read Atomic Habits, but I've looked into a lot of building habits and that, and anything that can take you less than 2 minutes to do, just do it in that moment and build up little things that are successes along the way. So even if it's a crappy day, like I still remember to make my bed. Like I still do that. And there is a difference getting into an unmade bed as opposed to a nice made bed. Yeah. Especially after a crappy day, you can just, you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But I forget where I was going down. I started talking about that guy. I lost my train of thought.
It's such a good speech.
Yeah, it was a fantastic speech. But I remembered where I was going. But the end goal is not the 50 pounds. And I think another thing that a lot of people get stuck with is that number on the scale too, because you can be 140 pounds and a year later still weigh 140 pounds and look vastly different. Like night and day different. So yes, there are times where you're going to have to, if you're significantly overweight, you have to lose a lot of it. But once you get to a certain area, you build a body you feel comfortable with that performs the way you want to. And that should be the goal. And then once you figure out what that is, then you know where you want to sit and where you're happiest.
Exactly.
But that's great advice from both you guys there. What's your favorite thing to coach? It sounds like you guys have a lot that you're doing over there.
I think for what we're doing, obviously sports performance is our main focus, but I won't speak for you. I know we've talked about it, but I think for us, anybody that we connect with and like they open up to us and we can like take care of them physically, yes, but emotionally as well. I think we're so drawn to like actually helping people find that root cause of why they're at where they're at. And then from that point, just helping them move forward. Obviously, I'm sure everyone has heard of like personal trainers are also therapists, same way as hairdressers and that whole thing. I think that we really love that emotional connection as well, but just standing off of like a fitness standpoint, I would probably say sports performance is our main focus. And you can imagine athletes, it takes a lot for them to open up. So when we do get them to open up, it's a nice time.
That's fun. Connor,
Yeah.
are you the same?
Yeah, I would have to. I mean, since the first thing I started coaching was sports performance, I'd have to say that as well. I have the most experience and knowledge in that field, so it comes a lot more natural for me. But yeah, I mean, anyone that's looking for an outlet on top of a strength coach, because I know when I was the kids' age that we coach, 14, 12 to what would you say, like 17? I was looking for someone like us. And if I can provide that for them and help them, whether it be in hockey, whether it be in life, whether it be in the gym, then I consider that a success. But that's people who want to improve their life, not just in the gym, I would say is...
My God, you're right. It's that connection, the personal connection that you get with people, and opening up. There are usually reasons why people eat a certain way, or why they're not active, or why they just watch TV all the time, or there are things going on that make that your outlet. And I'm not knocking anybody for that at all. I definitely get it. But getting to the root issue, it's going to be, because if it's just a number on a scale, that's not solving any problem. That's just looking at a number and being like, oh, great, I made it. Now what?
Exactly.
Now what the heck do I do?
Yeah, now it's eat my pound of cake again.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I did it. I'm done. Like, no.
Yep.
No, you're not.
Yeah, right back to you.
So what's next for the business? Is this, you seem like a go-getter to me, Lola, and you guys are both young. I imagine there are plans in your head or dreams someday of something.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to hear about these.
Plenty of them. Her definitely more than me, but we have the same end goal.
Yeah. So, well, he obviously got his. You're gonna laugh, but he got his spot with NIU. If you can see
I
by
can
my
see it. Yep, NIU. Supportive. I like that.
Yeah, I got a job as their trainer.
Oh, that's funny.
So, I'm gonna be moving out there as well. It's nice. All my family's from Chicago too, and his family's from Indiana, so we'll have people close by. But I have that lined up, and then we also both got jobs at basically what we're doing now, but in Chicago. It's called Goodman Elite Training, and they train really high-level teams. And so we're going to be kind of running 360 total performance out of Goodman and just branching out into all locations in Chicago. So they have, I think, 6 or 7 facilities. So we'd be able to work kind of together with Goodman. And then, so that's within the next year. We're leaving in July, so that'll be coming up soon.
This is insane what you guys are doing. This is going to be global before you know it.
That's our plan.
Yeah, that's the plan.
It is the plan. I love it. I love it.
Of course.
Yeah.
So outside of the United States, what's the first place you're going?
Oh, Italy. I'm
Italy?
Italian.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be.
My mind went hockey, so I thought Canada.
Oh, much closer. Much closer.
Not as big though.
No. That's pretty exciting. So you're leaving in June. And then how's the facility now going to run? Are there people in place that are trained and know what to do?
Yeah, we've got sometimes my mindset can be annoying, but I was telling him how we need to figure this all out now. So by the time May, June, July comes, we can just relax and be with our family here and not have anything to worry about. So we started kind of getting this all set up December, January, and we ran, I think, 3 or 4 trainers through basically like an internship, and some of them worked, some of them wasn't for them, that's why we did it in December, January, so we could figure it out now. And so we have some trainers running it here, and we'll still come home for a couple months during off season, since we've already established that with the jobs and with the school. So yeah, we'll be here some months and then we'll go back. But yeah, everything is working out very smoothly. So at first we were like, this is too good to be true.
I'm still waiting for the catch on this one.
Yeah, but I mean,
no, there isn't. You guys have dealt with enough crap. I think we're gonna have smooth sailing for this one for sure.
all right.
Conner, how was that conversation to Lola when you're like, so how do you feel about the Illinois?
Well,
I was like, sure.
Yeah, what's funny is she's been such a big push for me. Like, she's the biggest person for me to be like, calm down in terms of like you're overshooting it and being too hard on yourself. But then she's also like, what are you doing? You can play at a higher level. Why don't you go and try that? So through LinkedIn, found the coach on or for the college, and because I couldn't find his email anywhere, reached out to him on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
got his email there, set up a phone call. He said, I'm looking for a player that plays exactly like you. And that kind of went smooth sailing, and I told her, and she was borderline more excited than I was.
I bet she was more excited. I'm sure she was.
Yeah,
So
probably was. I'm very spontaneous sometimes. I like trying a bunch of things, and we're young, so we might as well try things. Worst case, we don't like it, and we come home.
That's the best way to do it. Try it. If it doesn't work, you guys have landed on your feet how many times?
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I've almost died. I think I can move to Chicago and see how it is, you know?
And I'm not saying you wanted to go through those experiences, but if you never had to deal with any problems, you never learn that you can overcome all that crap. So it's not that you wish that on anybody, obviously, but you do learn a lot. There's definitely a silver lining from having to deal with. I still can't get over all the crap you've had to deal with. And I'm sorry I'm laughing about it. It's more of an overwhelmed, like, holy crap.
Yeah, no. I think looking back, I think it's just that same, like, laugh, shocking, like, just, I was also paralyzed for 3 weeks. I got really sick.
Lola.
I think that's, and I've had 7 concussions.
7?
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, a lot of therapy and a lot of help, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
I think that's everything. But looking back, I also agree. It's like almost comical, like, whoa.
Like, it doesn't make sense that, like, that all could have happened.
And you guys are young. It's not like you're 70 and it's happened throughout your life. Like, that was fast.
He's 22.
22.
Yeah.
Wow. That's, I feel like I haven't accomplished a thing. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic though. I am genuinely really, really excited for the both of you.
Thank you.
That's awesome that things are working out like this. Anything else? Like what have you guys, you have the nutritionist side of you. Are you going to be using that? Do you use that at all with the athletic training and working with the athletes?
Yeah. So for CSUN this past season, I offered meal plans for all of them.
Can you tell the listeners what CSUN stands for? That's what I would call it, but just for people who don't know.
So California State University, Northridge.
There we go.
Yeah. So
the school that I played for this last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I mean, I still have my sweatshirt that I wear, my CSUN sweatshirt all the time. So obviously,
did you go to CSUN?
No, I didn't. I wish I did. I went to Middlebury College up in Vermont, which is actually a great hockey school. But yeah, no, I didn't. California is that's where I want to go hang out for a little bit.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
When you're here, let us know.
Yeah, all right. Oh, I do. Well, you're going to be in Illinois, but
it depends on when.
I'll wait till you're over there, and then I'll come. I'll come say hi.
Perfect.
So you offered your meal plans and stuff for everybody. Do you teach people how to prep their stuff? Is that what you mean by the meal plans?
So I started they had a training camp preseason. Yep. So I ran them. I made like a nutrition seminar, just explaining when to eat, how to eat as an athlete, fluid intake. I made the mistake of talking about if you're gonna drink alcohol, don't drink it 72 hours before. Like everyone started laughing. I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that.
So she's saying it's okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not saying drink every single day before your game, but yeah, probably wasn't my smartest.
I heard about that in the locker room for the next month, I think.
Yeah, they're like, she said we could drink. I'm like, I did not. No, I didn't.
I don't
said if you're going to, but yeah, just random through like certain snacks that you want to focus on, or if you want to read nutrition labels, like what to look out for. And then I also created for each player like a tailored macro and calorie guide based on their weight and age and what they want to achieve and how they want to be this or that season. And then I am Italian, so I do like cooking a lot. So I did make them a couple pounds of pasta after one game. And besides that, that's pretty much what I've offered.
So if you, I'm completely putting you on the spot here, so we'll cut this if it's not okay. But
no.
If you were to give just general people 3 nutrition tips, we'll say, and if you have a couple more or whatever, that's fine. But just like a couple rules to live by.
I think one tip, I would definitely look out for the nutrition labels and what the ingredients actually are, because even though it says, gluten-free or low-fat or dairy-free, that type of stuff, no sugar, it's like, well, what are they putting in place of that?
Yes.
To, make it taste as delicious as it does. So I would definitely say look out for ingredients, and usually the ones that you can't pronounce are the ones you probably shouldn't be eating. So
yeah.
Second tip, I would say protein is very important. It's important after you have a surgery. It's important after you work out, for repairing muscles, for keeping your body strong and healthy, protecting your bones. I've also worked with people with osteoporosis, and that's been the biggest change that I've seen, is actually eating protein.
Oh, wow.
Whatever that protein looks like for you, because I know obviously some people are vegan or plant-based, or the list goes on, but yeah, definitely finding higher protein diets for people.
How much protein, just the average person, I know, depending on what goals are, it changes a little bit, but a rough guideline for people?
I would say probably 1 to 1.5 grams per your body weight. Yeah. So just, it's pretty high, but that's in a day. So you can space it out how you need, as long as you're focused on it. And obviously your veggies as well. And carbs are my third tip. Carbs are so important for energy. A lot of people...
Wait, I thought carbs were terrible. You should never eat carbs.
Oh my God, mind-blowing!
What?
I can't even explain how much it hurts my heart when people say like they don't eat carbs, or is it keto, right?
Yeah, keto.
Keto. I can't even.
As an Italian woman too, I imagine that's really. That's not
you're not going to eat my pasta? Like I'm offended. No, but I cutting out carbs is like the worst you could do for your body. Obviously, everyone has their opinion, and if it works for you, it works for you. But from a scientific standpoint, I just feel that carbs are that main source of fuel for your body. And if every day you exert energy, even if you sit on the couch all day, you're going to exert some energy. So your body needs to take in energy to be able to exert it and function. Yeah. So I know that it's confusing for some people, especially like more traditional way of thinking with eating and exercise. But yeah, carbs are definitely fuel.
Do you have, because some carbs do suck, that aren't good for you at all. But
I was going to chime in and say that the confusion comes with what carbs you should and shouldn't be eating.
All right, Connor, do you have any suggestions? Any things you like?
No, I'm not a nutritionist. That's just the one tip I have.
All right, well, let Lola answer that one.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, is it Wonder Bread? Is that the white bread?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not what you want to be taking in. There's, if you want to go really healthy, Ezekiel bread, which is like a seed, super healthy bread. Those are good carbs. Potatoes are really good carbs. Not French fries, unfortunately.
My go-to is cut up sweet potatoes and throw them in the air fryer with a little avocado oil or something.
Yeah.
You can make your own fries.
Yeah, and they're good. They're very good.
It's so
fantastic.
Yeah, and another thing too, before workouts, for example, before games with the CSUN, I always put out like a cart of snacks for them, because a lot of them didn't eat that much before the games, if at all. So I'm like, let me help where I can.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the options that I had were like Rice Krispie treats and like gummy bears, or I'm drawing a blank on other stuff.
Some popcorn
that I put out. And it initially seems interesting, like, why are you giving them candy or Rice Krispies before the game? But those Rice Krispie treats are used for that immediate fuel. So it's sugar that your body needs. Obviously, I'm not going to say go home and eat the entire box and just sit there, but you'll definitely be able to use that that fuel and that sugar to actually produce your energy, or give off that energy and use it while you're, in this case, playing hockey. So
that's perfect. Can I ask you a question? I don't drink them often, but I do love an energy drink every now and then, and I don't do the sugar ones. But just how bad are those for you?
I also talked to him about them too.
You have them too. I know you do, Conner.
He does.
I'm a Celsius guy, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, once in a while, it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, if you had them twice a day or every day, then I'd say, okay, let's reel it back in. They're not good for you. It is not good. I'd rather you take like caffeine supplements, things like that, even coffee. But it's okay. Like it's okay if you have, one here and there, just not
like candy before a game. If it's here and there is good. Conner, I love the hand up. If you're not, and I forgot to plug YouTube. We're on YouTube, Health Movement Podcast. You can find us there as well, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere else. But Connor's hand immediately went up to kind of.
Oh, yeah. We've had this conversation many times.
Yeah, he went through a phase of having them like every day, sometimes maybe twice here and there. And
I don't remember twice a day, but I believe you.
One of the days at my old gym, he came in with his Celsius. I was like, are you serious right now? I'm like, I just told you. And like, we just had this talk, like, it's not good for you. And he got, sorry I'm saying this, but he got kind of petty. Oh. He walked outside and he dumped it out. I was like, oh my God. Like, that was so like high school.
Did he stomp his feet afterwards too?
Yes, he did. I was like, ew, are you serious?
Not my finest moment.
Oh. I mean, we laughing at it now, but I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I didn't think you have to throw it away, like dump it out on the side of the street.
Oh,
but
that's
all right.
Great. That is a great reaction. I love it.
It's like, my God.
Not my brightest one, but it's okay.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time. And for those that don't know, they've been sitting in their car for the last 50 minutes hanging out here with you guys. So
that's awesome.
I'm comfy. I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we do appreciate it very, very much. Is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you wanted to cover?
No, I mean, I think I'm happy we touched on the importance of compassion and patience with your whatever journey that you're going through.
Yeah.
And besides that,
that's
I
a
think
huge point. Patience. You're not going to get
one.
there in a day or a week or even a year, maybe. But as long as you're heading in the direction.
The biggest thing I've seen and heard as well is you didn't get to where you were in a day or a week or even a month. Why would you expect to completely reverse those effects in a fraction of the time?
Yeah, we had a trainer on Joel Daigle a little while ago, and he said it's like walking into a forest. You might have walked into it for 6 years. You're not going to get out of it in a day.
Right.
And it's confusing to get out too, so you might get lost a few times, but you just got to keep.
And that's okay too.
Yep, 100%. Thank you. I'm so excited that you guys came on. I do want to talk to you. We had a guy, Craig Guile, on, who's the founder of CoolMit. I'm not sure if you have heard of that. It's a training device.
Cool.
And it's awesome. Actually, it's in a
Yeah.
lot of the major sports, and it just helps with keeping your peak performance high. And we've talked about it enough.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to go into it too much right now, but I'll tell you a little bit about it once we hang up, if that's cool.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
how can people get in touch with you guys?
We have all social media. So our Instagram is 360_total_performance. So, and then you'll be able to see, I think both of our personal Instagrams are tagged. They're the first two posts, like pinned posts. So you'll be able to see if you want to reach out to either of us personally.
Okay,
And then
and
we
I'll
have-
put that in the show notes for sure.
Yeah.
And anywhere else that would be better, or is that the best place?
And then we also have our emails. So our email is 360totalperformance at 360-totalperformance.com.
Hold on, 360 total performance at 360
60 dash.
dash
Total performance.
total performance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll probably respond a little quicker on there, but I'm really big on, I do not like when I reach out to somebody and it takes like 2 days to respond. I don't want that for other people. So
Yes.
we respond quickly wherever. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. The insight that you guys have, and you're both young. I'm more than twice your age, so you're making me feel old. But the amount that you've gone through and overcome already, I'm excited to see what you guys continue to do.
thank you.
And Connor,
Appreciate
good
it.
luck in the upcoming season.
Thank you.
Next year, we'll have to do some highlights. You can send to us.
Absolutely.
We'll post them. They'll be good. All
Yeah,
right.
cool.
Well,
Awesome.
thank you guys so much. And
Thank
thank you
you
all for
so much.
listening. We appreciate it.